probably be under bans.
Leona's been banned.
Okay.
So we're going to go to our standard comp.
Oh,
Okay.
Nuke.
I mean, we can still do the win lane, win game. Like, I could play Thresh.
Hello?
I'm not amazing at him, but I mean...
Yeah, I mean, Thresh is okay.
Can
He's
someone
a
add
backup
Exanu
for
back
Leona.
to the call?
Oh, okay. Yeah. What the heck?
So in the comms, try and make only say things in 1 or 2 sentences so that people can update people with other information.
Sorry, I got a message that
Hello?
said that it was broken, even though I could still hear you guys.
Okay.
So
Oh, looks like you accidentally
guessing
called
it was-
Tony back, yes.
Oh,
You broke it.
why? I thought I kicked him off. Yeah, I kicked him off. I didn't know.
Okay.
I saw that it was calling back, and I just. Okay, so Thresh we can do. Try to still do that comp.
okay.
Again, like.
Are we doing win lane, win game, or are we doing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So I should be trying to get
Rek'Sai.
Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
Don't expect amazing Thresh play, but hey, it's all practice. This is not ranked, right? So, is it?
I think it is.
It is ranked, yeah.
It's ranked.
Oh, okay.
Is there someone else that you would
I'm gonna
be
grab
more
the
comfortable with to win the lane?
Too late.
No, well, I need to practice Thresh at some point. Oh, good. You already locked it in anyway, so.
Now you have to perform.
Who are you playing?
I mean,
ADC?
as
I'm gonna play LeBlanc.
No, I said ADC.
For
Sivir
whatever reason
probably.
LeBlanc, then I will pick something else that has early game aggression.
Thresh.
Should probably be Syndra or
Sorry, you said Sivir?
Sivir, yeah.
Yeah, Sivir. Okay. Lux mid?
probably.
So Nami and Ez. Okay, interesting.
So we need to get.
So if we
down.
can't, so Bryce,
Yeah.
they picked Ez. Ez is really bad at farming under the turret, and Severe is really good at pushing. So if we can try to just keep pressure bot lane and keep Ez under the turret, then his CS should suck.
Okay.
Does he suck at?
Yeah,
I feel like S is actually
Yeah,
No, he
good.
does. He does.
it's like a LeBlanc.
He sucks.
level. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you can get the most out of him, but he is. Yeah.
Well, anybody can suck under the turret, but yeah, it's
Right. I always thought that Ezreal was good under turret because he just spams Q. I mean, it'll drain his mana, but at least he
Yeah. So
gets
what
all the
happens?
flash
Right,
hits.
quick,
But
Right.
it can only hit one minion, right? Like, say, Severe, her Q can hit a whole whack. She has her W, so she's pretty good
Yeah,
at farming under
so I would
turret and
agree.
stuff.
Let's say
Right.
that you have a
Like-
good person who's really good at using their Q, and yes, they will run out of mana. Running out of mana is pretty bad.
Right.
Who
that's
am I
true.
picking?
You're picking LeBlanc.
Yeah, because that worked last time. Sorry.
You're all right.
What a guy.
So guys, don't ever trade your life for mine.
I will.
I am the
Make
jungler.
make sure you ward up and gank mid though at some
Yes. Hey, I gank where I can.
point.
I sat around mid trying to look for a gank on.
Gotta set up the vision.
I had vision on that. He's just talking about. I put lots of wards down that game. I just didn't put down them at the right time, which was right after buying your sight stone instead of going to your jungle and then warding. Basically, going to your jungle a little bit and then warding.
Right. Exactly.
That's what I specifically did wrong. Ugh.
Oh, excuse me.
Kha'Zix jungle or Cho'Gath jungle? I'm guessing.
I think it's Kha'Zix jungle. That makes more
I haven't
sense.
seen Kha'Zix top forever.
It could be either. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because Cho'Gath tank jungle meta.
And Lux has no escape, so I mean, you should be able to try to blow her flash quick, I think.
Wait, do
mid.
we have everyone on the call? Did somebody say that?
Is everyone is
That was me a while ago
Okay, yeah, just double checking.
saying that I fell off. Yeah.
is top here? Is Dantis there?
Ah, I'm here.
Okay.
Alright, so they have no teleport, so that's good.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, they went to Ignite Cho'Gath.
I'll just be
So
careful then, because he can do a good amount
Yeah.
of burst damage.
Q pressure. Shows King not connected.
Yeah, that's weird. I actually don't have my login screen right here, which is very strange.
Oh, actually, am I streaming?
Which is not good.
What login page?
Like the champ
Oh.
view page or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
You're in a black screen right now?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
which is not a good thing.
It might connect. Sometimes it...
No, not when it's what the fuck? Unknown DirectX error?
Oh!
Yes,
whoopsie.
I have.
Oh,
Like
you might want to turn off your low replay or something. I had something like that come up.
I don't have
don't.
low replay.
Or you don't? You don't have anything like it, like LSI or
No.
anything like that?
No,
Oh,
no.
interesting.
And all my drivers are up to date.
Didn't Hiromi have something like that yesterday?
She
missing
did
DLL?
have something. Yeah, she had a missing DLL.
Are you in Windows 8?
8.1, yeah.
Oh.
But no, I've been playing League for the past like 3 weeks with no problem, man. And I haven't changed anything.
Well, something changed.
Just restart, try it again.
Either League changed or the things around it changed. How did Hiromi fix her thing?
She went to the internet, looked up something. I don't know.
Okay.
You gotta work it
No, doesn't look like it's going.
So,
Oh wait, okay,
Did it work?
it's loading now.
alright.
We're not in the game yet, although it will probably load any second now.
Oh, you're both not here.
There we go.
Who do we both?
You're also not here.
I'm there, aren't I?
You're not moving.
You're.
Oh, the
What?
game started?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm at the loading screen.
Ooh, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
You know what actually made it start loading for me is like I accidentally clicked on Batman Arkham Asylum and it started loading, and then I could see it. It popped up, which is fucked up.
Shit.
Wow, Nami's a bitch.
So the game started?
Yeah.
Yeah, minions just spawned just
Oh,
now.
fuck.
They don't know you're not here.
I know, but it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's reloading. 26, 40, 50, 60, 70.
There you go. You're here. You're here. Oh, I should have two. Whoa. There we go. I'll get that. Oh, what
Sorry.
the hell? I had a stack. Fuck. Ooh.
Ouch.
It's a good bubble. All right, we want to push down.
Lux sword top. Did you hear me right?
Sorry, what?
Lux sword is top side.
Okay. My goal is to help pressure bot here, so.
Who's letting you know? You should cross there.
Ah, shit, I was gonna get that.
Sorry, I didn't get it either.
Oh, you didn't? Ah, nuts.
No, it
There's a word
so
in this.
close. Okay,
So
is there jungler? Chasms.
yeah. My ward's almost up.
Okay, I need to get.
Nice, good damage on her. Good, 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 good.
Yep, good job.
Oh, that was weird. I glitched out Rek'Sai's tunnel.
I'm getting mad lag.
Yeah?
Maybe
Yeah.
there's something going on with their server or something.
Okay.
It's having something.
Oh, the river scuttle crab is taken.
This side? Yeah.
This side, bot side.
Okay.
Oh, missed.
Go the way I wanted to.
Fuck off. Oh, I guess you weren't close enough for that.
Oh, sorry, I'm not there.
That's okay.
Do you want to keep him pushed up here? Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, since we're both.
Oh, just.
Hey, Bryce.
Oh,
Bryce.
oh.
Bryce.
Yep.
Since we're both.
I'm gonna die. This is really bad, guys. I'm sorry. I can't move.
Oh, you're lagging out? Shit.
Kaz, what were you
Yeah.
saying?
Bryce, I was saying since we're both pushed mid and bot, you should probably put some wards in their jungle there.
Yeah, I haven't been back. I have no wards. Remember, I came to the game late. So I can buy some wards, but
That is fine.
yeah.
Severe, do you have a ward for here?
No, I've used my ward.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
careful then.
about like 15 seconds, 20-second cooldown before I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I could be.
I'll play a little bit back then, because I may need to pull you in from
you guys,
Kaz.
you guys might,
Yeah.
I don't know where he is right now. Okay, my ward's
Oh,
up. I'm gonna put a ward.
Their jungler, Kazakhstan is
Where?
invading. He took my.
What?
He took my camp's top.
Okay. Let me see if I can grab one of these motherfuckers.
And he took these.
Ah. I'll take the big guy once he's low.
Okay. I'll hit him a few times
Oh.
for you.
Found the Kazakhs.
Where is he?
What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah, it's not.
I'm so
Not
dead.
working.
Ally has been slain.
And it's supposed to be like 200 something, right?
Only for
261.
melee. It has to be. You actually
Oh,
have to
I'm
be
not
really close.
What? Oh, like really, really fucking close. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
that's alright. Whoa, Halo.
That was worth it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I got some mana off that too.
Oh, we don't have a ward. Have to be careful.
I got a ward. Just cover
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
Mid
I'll
me
throw
up, mid
lantern
me
out
up.
if I need
You
to.
guys hear that bot?
mid's me up.
What's that?
Mid
Mid's
me up.
missing.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
be pushed up.
Thank you.
Don't be pushed up.
Yep. We're backing off a bit.
Place some wards upriver.
Renekton, just focus on just farming. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get you ahead at this point, probably.
I'm gonna place this before the dragon leaves.
Ah, shit.
Let's fill me up.
There we go. That worked.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll save mine for the cannon minion. They put a ward in there.
I'm guessing she's
Oh,
at
shit.
blue. I'll try to roam down bot here. Place some wards as I go into the red.
Oh, fuck off!
Ah, crap. I think I
Oh, Lux,
What?
We all missed it.
something.
Lux didn't have blue yet. Lux didn't get her blue yet.
Okay, it's fine. Fine. Let's see. Push it up. Oh, that's a good catch.
Whoa.
Careful.
Well, I did that.
Oh, what are you doing, man?
Alright. I went back.
Oh,
It was okay until I pressed that button.
what did you do? suck.
Okay, so
Yeah, careful. I'm out of mana.
yeah,
Okay.
we gotta be more cautious in doing tower dives because they've been failing. I think a lot more
Didn't have
often
enough
than
teams there too. That was not good. Shit.
Kha'Zix is coming bot. Back off bot.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is he?
He was in the tri-bush.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
Yeah, there he is. He's level 6 with a brutalizer.
Yeah, I don't have.
Oh, he didn't get our word though. He didn't get our word.
Ah.
Good. Okay, let's push the lane again. How much money do you have?
1700.
So we're 3-0. So don't try tower dives right now unless we have a really good like they're gonna give us gold, real gold. Oh, Kha'Zix is bot.
Yep,
Yeah.
see it.
Fuck. I died. Poor guy.
There's no ward. There's no ward here, but there's a ward here.
Yeah, I can't get to it to sweep it. So.
No, but if you can get a knock up on Kha'Zix.
Well, I thought, but I don't know. Where
No,
their
he
team
can
is.
see it now.
Okay.
No, but
That's alright. I'm going back. I just wanted to push out the lane.
Right, it's like you stay in that bush there.
yeah, Ken, what you said to me didn't explain anything. You just
No, I said
wards
there's a
there.
ward. There's no ward here, and there's a ward here,
Yeah.
and I ping.
So, but how do I know that they're not? Why would I go in there? They could still be
You
in
go
there.
here. Only Kha'Zix was in lane.
How do I
Severe
know?
could beat it out, and
didn't
you
know
could
that.
like get a knock up on him.
I didn't know that he was the only one in lane.
Oh, okay. I thought you saw the callbacks or the backs.
I can only see certain things on the map.
No, but they were in vision of our minions.
I know, but I can't watch the whole map at all times.
Okay.
I was looking at Kha'Zix himself, and I didn't see the other guys go back. So, blue is up.
Yeah. Shit, I was busy talking to you.
Okay, Lux just warded here.
Okay.
I think it's
Where did I go? Where did she ward?
She warded.
Well, Kha'Zix is
bot-
on top. Renekton, you might just want to run away because they're gonna probably dive you.
She warded bot.
Come bot then.
I'm half health here, so
Oh, okay.
I'm still getting leg
Should
though.
place. Do you have any wards, Bryce?
yeah, I have a sweeper. Where did the?
Oh, it went here. It went here. On the far side towards them. Kha'Zix is near mid, obviously, because she's the way she's playing. I can see it.
Yeah, Kha'Zix is on the top side of the jungle.
Yeah.
He's probably taking my red.
I think he's camping mid, though.
Just
Based on the way she's playing, she suddenly started moving out.
oh Thresh.
There's Kha'Zix. Oh, you're here. Okay.
Oh, I'm here. Can we go in on Nami? Go on Nami. Go on Nami.
Coming.
Shit. Oh, I gotta run away. They blew their cooldowns.
Kha'Zix is mid.
Can you type that when you get back that they blew their cooldown? Like their flash? 12:30.
Kha'Zix is mid. He's taking like
So
a lot of
7.
damage. I almost killed him.
Not level. Oh, I am level 6 now.
Gotta be careful. Switch or-
Kha'Zix was mid?
Yeah, Kha'Zix was mid. I chunked him out. Almost killed him, but he got away.
Okay, so he probably won't be sneaking up on bot lane.
No, it's like
Okay.
I don't think he flashed.
Oh shit.
Can I solo
But
this?
no, Lux is Mia.
Now we got wards bot though, so.
Can you guys rotate for dragon? Can you guys rotate for dragon?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, we gotta
have,
wait. We gotta. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, let's do it.
So they're rotating towards dragon.
Just not me. Just put a ward over the wall. Get here, get here. We should be able to take it though. Oh no, it reset!
Whoa!
I lost my flash. Right,
Alright.
Get Israel. That's
Ready?
fine. Don't chase, don't chase. Oh, okay.
I'm out of there, guys. I'm too low. I don't think Lux is gonna hold.
Kha'Zix.
Oh.
Okay.
Cho'Gath coming. Cho'Gath coming.
You guys are all dead.
What? We didn't get Israel.
Oh, yeah, that's why I said don't chase. Because I called out don't chase because I looked at the mini map and we couldn't see where everyone was. So
Did you get the dragon at least?
yeah, I got. The
Yeah, we did.
dragon.
Yeah.
So if we get an objective like that and I call out don't chase, we should just be happy that we got the objective.
Yeah.
Because remember, Ezreal has flashes and stuff, so it's not like an easy chase.
Cho'Gath is headed towards the top.
No, his flash was still down, man.
No, his dashes, like his whatever they're called, teleports.
Yeah.
Right? Like
His
basic
mystic,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
his basic kit allows him to escape.
No, I think he had used it at the beginning of that.
No, he used it when I tried to stun him up. So
Good.
while we were chasing, and it comes up. The cooldown is not infinite; it's like 15 seconds.
Kha'Zix is coming towards the blue. Careful.
There's no
Yeah.
blue there, so that's fine.
Did you know? He's
Yep,
invading that side.
He's trying to flank you.
Nami just left lane, headed towards mid. Or she's just wrapping around, I don't know.
Oh, Severe, get out of there! Severe! You're cut out!
No, Nami's back. Nami's back.
Okay.
No, no.
Oh, I thought Kha'Zix was in that.
I got two here. Kha'Zix is
No.
Oh shit.
Oh, I was gonna come.
He's right here. He's
Yeah,
right
I
here.
know. I thought he was gonna go that way. Oh, Rectin! Oh man.
I can't really do anything.
Good job.
To be honest.
No, but there was a
Good
low
job.
health.
Sorry,
There was a low health Kha'Zix.
Careful, careful.
That's fine. Look out. There's like 3 people
Sorry.
up there.
Yeah, back off. Back
I am.
Where are they going? Top or
To the
Top.
top.
bot?
Okay.
I'm gonna put a ward here. Be careful.
I assume they're just taking a red.
Yeah.
Okay, let's push down here.
Yeah. Just focus the turret.
Oh no, this is bad. Oh no, should be okay.
Alright.
Yeah. Help. Let's go up here. They're
No, no,
chasing
no, no.
Rek'Sai.
Okay.
Don't,
Oh, you
don't.
gone? Oh, because I
Don't,
could have pulled you
don't.
back here. No, I had a lantern. I was coming to give you a lantern, dude.
They might still be able to kill me. Watch out, they're right there.
Here, look out. There's like, they're all in the spot jungle here.
Can you, oh, watch out.
So,
Okay, we blew their alts though.
Yeah. They're still here though. Careful.
Yeah, I know. Cass, can you rotate down here? Cass, rotate down here now.
Okay, flash down on
Nami,
Lux.
Nami.
Flash down on
Nami.
Lux. Yep. Got
Cass,
her.
get in there. Okay,
Good job, guys.
Good job, guys. Great team fight.
okay, yeah. Okay, push mid, push mid.
I'm so low. I have to go back.
Okay. So, me and Rex are gonna push mid. Cass, can
Get
you tell us?
Merc if you can afford it.
Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. I thought we killed Renekton. It's not.
I am Renekton.
Oh fuck, I mean not Renekton, Kha'Zix.
No, he was not there. We killed Cho'Gath
In luck.
and Lux and Nami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
it's-
as
it's
mid-
the prime opportunity to get like more ward control in the areas where they were trying that. Because Dragon's up in a minute 50.
Oh shit. Okay.
And have
Okay.
pushing mid. Have 2 pushing mid. It's Ezreal and Nami gonna take this tower.
Well, you got a ward bot, so you can push a little bit, and then maybe come mid.
Yeah, that's the plan.
So Ezreal's trying to take this tower. Nah. Oh shit, pushing face is here too.
Okay,
Coming,
Kaz-
coming.
Ally has been slain.
Okay,
And
so
you're
Kaz,
dead.
can you like in those situations just
I was
back
at.
off?
I was literally at the tower.
No, like
and-
leave the tower. Oh, okay, I can't help you, Kaz.
Well, somebody has to call the back off. I thought I was getting back up.
Oh, just look at the minimap.
Oh no, we
No,
were
she
coming.
wasn't
We
on
weren't
the
there yet,
map.
man.
Exactly, like people were coming and Lux wasn't on the minimap.
Okay. Well, what would you suggest doing differently then?
Everyone collapsing soon.
I was coming from base.
Yeah,
I
like
couldn't
I don't think there was any
Well
chance of that.
then I would suggest that we make the call to give it up. So then we can start looking to do something else.
That's what I'm telling you to do. That's exactly what I just
Well,
told you to do.
when
No, but
it's that low, when it's like, you know,
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm that's
like
what I
2
just asked.
millimeters, just
Okay.
back off. Just leave it there. Like it's not worth it to defend. We have to kill Cho.
Kha'Zix here,
so
Kha'Zix
attack
here.
don't get back.
Dead. So don't
Yeah.
go in there. Don't go in
not
there.
just
There's
Kaz,
Careful, Cho's behind you.
like 3 other people.
There's 3 people there. How did they get in there without us seeing?
You don't have
We didn't
enough.
have ports of the river because I
Yeah.
died and I couldn't get vision there.
So that's the dragon for them then.
Yeah. Don't even
Unless
waste
we-
time. Don't even waste time around there. Just go do something
Yeah.
else.
Push mid, push
Okay.
mid.
Yeah, I'll come with you guys because
I'll
there's no
put
sense
a
in me
careful.
trying
There's
to
not
push
ward
far.
here. I'll put a ward there. They're coming. They're coming.
Just keep pushing
Yeah.
top.
Yeah, they're coming mid.
Oh, fuck off. I'm dead. Jesus. One fucking, like, they got so much CC.
Yeah.
That's it.
Damn it.
Don't put yourself in range there. Just let Renekton keep. Renekton probably wants to back right now.
Yeah, Cho'Gath's starting
Definitely do.
the long watch. The long watch march.
You just stay with your teleport.
We want to go in on Lux.
If
I
your
have my
teleport
ult.
doesn't work, you're not gonna
Go
make
in
it.
Lux. Go in Lux. Go in Lux if you can.
Oh, my God,
Oh, too late.
We don't know where the other one got.
Yeah, it was too late.
Just keep
Like-
pushing. Keep pushing. Okay, let's rotate bot.
Get wards down if you can.
Rotate bot. Rotate bot. People who are
I'm on my
mid,
way.
Rotate bot.
On my way.
Oh,
Oh,
Kha'Zix is here.
we got a Kha'Zix.
It's gonna be 3v2. So if you guys.
No, it's 3 versus 4 or 5 maybe, or 4 at least.
Oh,
Oh, that's a lot. I expect that now.
you get Kha'Zix.
Holy fuck.
Oh, can you stun that?
Can I?
And now he was like bloodthirsty as hell.
Okay, we should be game because Kha'Zix can go back. Okay, we don't wanna push him too hard here.
Bye.
Just put damage on Cho'Gath. Don't commit too hard. Put damage in it. Oh shit!
Good,
Back
I'm
off,
still
back off,
in.
Spirit.
Right.
You're dead.
Oh.
Okay, I'm out.
Yeah. I just got like Nova'd.
So they got the last dragon, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Yeah.
Careful, Kha'Zix rotate mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
Don't focus
Okay,
your
guys,
damage
flash.
on.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Show flash, somebody write it down.
Go ahead, write it down.
Can't. Sweep it.
Your blue's up, Kaz.
Can't head it down, alright.
So when their team is there, like don't focus Cho. 'Cause he's gonna be too tanky.
There's like, get this. Somebody get this. There's a cannon minion if you can get it to her.
Got it. What's everyone doing? What's everyone doing?
I'm just getting farm here. Sorry.
Somebody's pinging, blue.
I'm not picking blue.
There's 3 of them bot. You should
Let's
always
push mid, push mid, push mid.
Yeah.
see the minimap because my Skype is covering it up. Can we let's sweep this? Can we just hide here?
There's no. I just sweeped it. I just sweeped it.
I
What?
didn't know. I didn't know.
I just sweeped it. Yeah.
If they push mid, what are we gonna do? Maybe.
Just so Renekton, don't go in there. Renekton, don't go in there. We want to. Can we push
Oh.
mid here?
Can we
Okay,
get Tommy?
Ez is back.
Maybe no. Just see if she.
Speed.
We don't know if there's any. There's a
Push
ward
mid,
right here.
push mid.
Ward right there.
Let's push in.
They
push
just
in.
saw you, man.
Push mid.
They just saw you.
Push mid.
Go on, Nami. Go on, Nami.
No, I'm not trying to get kills. It's not always about kills. Just getting pressure. Push mid.
Holy shit! I did a lot of damage to her. I thought she was
Okay, I
building
think
magic.
this is pinked right there. Maybe.
They want to do that again.
Oh, let's go.
nice catch.
Alright.
Okay, back off, back off, back off, back off. Back off.
Silent wrecked us.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That was 5 versus 4.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
We still let that tower go, probably Renekton.
Yeah.
I think we just have to go for picks here.
Well, the problem is, like, half their team is really hard to pick.
Well, the thing is, if we engage, I don't know how we're going to win currently if we engage.
Good. Got an exhaust.
So like I can chunk people, but it's the Cho'Gath that fucks me up. His balance.
top then.
Yeah.
Oh, I could use that.
Sorry, what?
I can.
I can't hear you, Kaz. You're still like muffled and quiet.
I wish my fucking mic would get fixed. Oh look out! There's a Nami.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I don't know who else is there.
Did someone sweep this?
I swept that.
I swept right here.
Okay. I'm just gonna sweep up here then.
Drag's up.
They're probably taking drag. Let's go for Baron! Baron!
take
Everyone
Baron.
Baron! Everyone Baron!
Yep. On my way.
Get here as quick as you can. Start it.
This was the best idea ever, my friend.
It might not be a good idea, but we're kind of losing the game anyway, so.
They have no clue we're doing it.
Okay, get up! Everyone back off!
Yep.
Nice.
Good job. I wasn't being sarcastic. That was a good idea.
Okay, yeah.
It could have been a bad idea, actually.
It could have
but
been.
Worked out.
But
Yeah.
it was kind of like I was like, well, we're losing anyway. This is how we learn when things are good and bad.
And I had a pink so we could tell that they had no wards there, so there
Now
was
we
no
have
way for
to
them to know.
do something with it.
No, we just have to hold, I think. Can we outscale them or no?
I don't think so.
But like, they
Yeah,
don't
but
really
they have
have
a-
like a late game comp either.
They have a Cho'Gath. The
Somebody
Cho'Gath-
take a red. Come take a red. Come take a red.
Take the red, take
Severe.
the red. Bot's already pushing.
And then how are we gonna win this?
Well, they only have 2 dragons.
They don't have
So one
teleport.
thing I do notice, this is one thing I've noticed. The squishy targets are always alone. Like Ezreal's a lone bot. Nami and Lux are alone mid.
Well,
we
he
can't-
looks
like
alone.
we should be able
Yeah,
to
I
get
know, it looks
picked.
alone, but we only see him being alone. It could
But
just be a
even
big fat
still,
bait.
like it seems like we should be able to get picks off of some of these.
Okay, then we need to stay together. Stay together.
So where?
Oh, there's somebody here. There's somebody here.
Okay,
Yeah, that's Cho'Gath
Yeah, it's
there.
Cho'Gath.
Coming.
there. So we see Ezreal's pushing bot.
okay, everyone
I
here,
need to
everyone
keep
rotate,
pushing, though.
everyone rotate with me.
We got way too many wards top.
Okay, there are 5 bot.
gonna
I'm
get
just
it.
gonna keep pushing.
Yeah, keep
top.
pushing top. Keep pushing
Yeah.
top.
We're just gonna distract.
Get the blue. Get the blue if we
Yeah,
can.
Okay, there's no ward in here. There's no ward in this tribe, but
Okay, back off top. Back off top. We can't see anybody.
back up top.
Yep.
Can everyone come here? Come here.
Yeah. Okay. You want
Does
to
anyone
pick that?
sweep this side?
Or there's,
Does it
did
know
you sweep this?
You swept
I
that?
swept it. I swept it. I'm just gonna put a ward over the wall.
So is Dragon actually up right now?
I don't think so. We can check it. I'll check it.
No, it's not.
Oh, they're right here.
Okay, somebody
Kha'Zix.
farm bot.
No,
and
I
we
was gonna
stay
bait
in
in
the
Kha'Zix. Oh,
Trevor, don't be in the front.
fuck. No.
Alright, careful. Yeah. Disengage. Disengage.
Back off.
No, see, we should have stayed in the bush here and somebody farm bot and like bring him in.
Yeah.
We have to clear that way.
Someone clear the bot wave. Who should be?
Okay, I'll clear.
Severe, clear the bot wave.
Sorry.
Severe is mid. I'll go there.
Okay.
Yeah, and everybody in this bush.
Okay, so everyone
So
else in
Severe,
this
try to
bush.
clear it right around here.
Everyone else in this bush. Oh no, they're pushing mid.
Yeah.
No, they're going to Renekton, watch out.
What is show next? Get the heck out of there.
Okay, push bot.
Push bot. Everyone push bot. Actually, no. The three of us, let's go mid. Because they're going to rotate mid to try and push when they see Severe.
I'll push out bot.
Yeah, push out bot. If a few of them
Because
rotate...
we have enough wards here now. Careful going that way, Rexa.
Well, follow me. Everyone go with me. Why is everyone not coming with me?
Because that's crazy. Because we can't see anybody.
No, I know, but we'd back off if we see, like...
They're here.
I
though.
wouldn't go in if it looked crazy. I'd say
Who else there? Are
They're
all of them
they're
there?
top jungle.
We can't see anybody, so
They're in
you
top jungle.
should...
Like 4 people in
Keep
top
pushing.
jungle.
Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good for now.
Okay.
Yeah, keep pushing.
Okay, that's an Ezreal ult coming from like mid. So
push
I
up
think
mid, push
he's
up mid.
coming
Everyone,
from- Oh shit!
Renekton.
They are all
Push
here.
mid,
Push mid,
yeah.
push mid.
There's 2 people down there, yeah. So it's
Yeah, there's 2 here.
Push mid.
Alright. Someone here.
We should back off,
They
back
got
off.
here already.
I think it's a Kha'Zix over here.
Yeah, back off.
Kaz- Kaz-
Get away. Woo. I don't have my thing. Yeah, good. Lantern in 3, 2.
Is that the real you? Oh, it was.
Not even
I
close.
think you're dead.
Oh.
Was that a flash from Nami though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still worth. Top
need
lane.
to
Top
go.
lane. Somebody needs to...
I'm on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
top. Gigantic. There we go.
So Ken, if I call out rotations that seem crazy, you still have to follow them just so that I'm not going to try and do a crazy
Yeah, but
thing.
it would have been like
I know.
3 in 5. Okay,
No, we
whatever,
would- you
okay.
have to... Then I have to make that mistake on the call. Right?
Everyone's building 10, right?
I'm building pen now.
Well, I'm not building 10, I'm just building a tank.
Where's it on him?
So careful.
Just hold mid. Don't go too deep. There, where the... Does somebody want to go clear top tower? Or bot tower? I bet. Bottom tower?
I still have TP.
I got bot,
If
I got
you
bot.
guys can hold, then I can at least apply pressure. But I don't want them to just keep.
Yeah, no, don't stay up there very long, Renekton, because
Somebody's
This guy
here.
dragging. This guy dragging.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were just...
I have no.
Back up, Ken.
Okay.
Baron's up in like a minute. They don't actually know when it's up, so maybe we can play around that.
I like that idea.
No, they know kind of. You just Cho'Gath was
Yeah,
there.
they know kind of, because they...
Cho'Gath
went and
Check it.
We shouldn't
No,
really
no,
fight.
we're
Cho'Gath.
not gonna fight here unless we can see the
You
rest
can
of
steal.
the
You
team.
can steal the red, but you can't fight him. No.
Yeah, I could maybe try and steal it. No,
Oh, never mind.
he's
Worth a
too
shot.
big. Cho'Gath, he's too big now. We can't even fight him.
Dragon's up in 30 seconds. I mean.
Well, he
Hey,
built.
wait,
MR
everyone come with me.
against-
Everyone come with me. Follow me.
They're-
We're going in.
they're
We're going
not
this
coming.
way.
Baron up in 30 seconds.
On my way.
Everyone follow me. If you're not following me,
On my
then
way.
you're not...
They're not even here. They're at the base.
I know they're not even here. I'm telling you, just follow me.
Someone
Wait,
is.
Renekton, do you
Someone
have
just
teleport?
warded. Someone just warded right here.
Everyone stay inside this bush.
Okay, so there's a ward. There was a ward here,
Yeah.
and there's like 4 people.
You check this bush here?
I swept it.
Okay.
So there was like 3 people pushing mid.
Okay.
You know.
We don't see them yet.
Yeah, they haven't showed up.
Stay.
We don't have a ward on Baron, do we?
Oh, they could be doing Baron. Yeah, let's go for Baron.
Wait. I'll ward Baron. Okay,
Yeah,
never
they
mind.
just
It's
got
gone.
it.
Oh, that was smart.
We almost had the timer on it. Well, because we thought they were pushing mid.
Oh, here goes these guys
Okay.
are still chasing us.
Like the lantern, Jesus! You never take the lantern.
I did take the lantern.
Okay, they're probably gonna win with that Baron now.
You very rarely take the lantern.
Yeah, guys, try and move with the team a bit more.
I have to flank. I can't stand
No,
like
when
He
we're
does.
retreating
Like,
like
no, he
that.
does.
Like
you
if
don't
I
have to
don't flank, then we're not gonna get anything done.
No, when we're retreating, you don't have to flank.
No, now we're retreating.
Okay, that's what I mean. We just have to. We have to kind of. We can't really. We can't turtle with.
Well,
both.
I'm doing like
Oh,
no
get
damage to anyone.
Back up, back
Nice
up.
work.
Can you hold top against Kha'Zix?
yeah, I should be able to.
You need some help, or are you good?
We gotta kill this minion here.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Okay, there we go.
Kha'Zix mid.
Kha'Zix is rotating. Can we get a? Oh,
3
no,
are
we
here.
can't.
3 here.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna go
Okay.
back. I need to beat.
Oh, we're not gonna do
Can you guys hold?
No, everybody else needs to go bot. If there's only one other person pushing, then I'm gonna defend.
Actually, if they show up bot, we should maybe try and engage on them. Yeah. Everyone
Oh,
go bot.
yeah, shit, she's dead. Oh my god.
AOP cast on
I'm
Oh, can you stun Kha'Zix mid?
gonna flank this Kha'Zix, okay?
I can.
Go.
Watch out, they're right.
Okay,
Oh,
get away,
they're
get
right
away.
near
Turn
here.
outside, yeah, careful.
Back off, back off. Goddamn minion.
We need some lane wards.
We have 3 mid.
Their Baron buff is almost out, by the way.
Yeah. There.
Oh shit.
Cast. Okay, that's probably game. I don't think we can. We gotta let him take this. We gotta let him take this. Ah.
You gotta look for that lantern. You would have had to go back, but you would have been safe.
Who, me?
Who, me?
No, yeah, Bryce.
Oh, I was just trying to dodge their skill shots.
No, but I had a lantern there. If
I
you would have hit the
know,
lantern.
but my brain can only compute so many facts at once, and I missed the fact that the lantern was out because I was trying to dodge skill shots. That's all.
No, I don't need to go back. It's fine. Nah, back off.
Can we? Yeah, I
No.
don't know what we can do first.
Just by pots.
we can't really let them take the third inhibitor, but are they low enough to fight? No. They're backing off. Alright, they're just gonna back off and buy up. Maybe we can get the dragon. Everyone, stick together here. We need to push up and put wards down. See if we can
Okay.
get dragon. So we're not gonna get.
Luck's still mid.
Yeah, they're down here. Did they just take the dragon? No, they didn't. Okay, just push out the waves. Push out the lanes here.
If you want this jungle, it's all yours.
No, you can take it. You guys need it more than I do. I'll just do Oh, there's the dragon. Everyone come up here. Oh no. Well, do you want to fight them at dragon?
We can't.
No.
I don't want to fight them.
We can't. No.
Their team fight is just too crazy.
That's gonna be their 4th dragon though. So.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Well, spend all your gold.
Good pots.
Spend all your gold.
Alright, Kha'Zix is pushing top. If they
We
come
all
in too
stay
close,
grouped.
we can fight.
Yeah. I'll stay grouped. If they, yeah, if Thresh gets a hook on anyone except for Cho'Gath, then we go in.
He's so big though, I
even,
can't hit him.
Even Ezreal though, because if we go on Ezreal,
Yeah, I know.
that's
He's
one
just-
hook and then he's gone.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying we have to
Okay.
hope that somehow we can change CC.
Okay.
I agree with you. The odds are like less than 5%, but probably need to go in pretty soon here because Kha'Zix is pushing that wave up.
I can flash.
Yeah, if you can flash something here.
But... No.
Oh, I got. Go!
Alright.
Ezreal's in the back line now. Look at the squishies. Ignore Cho'Gath. Don't put damage to Cho'Gath.
Jump for Kha'Zix. Behind us, behind us.
Yep. Help Renekton out. Get to Renekton.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, you're probably dead. It was actually one of our better fights, even though we're behind.
So I got left behind with Cho'Gath,
Okay.
so I couldn't really.
Yeah, no, I
really couldn't do anything.
Yeah, once I saw that you were just putting, because you were back there just fighting Cho'Gath, you couldn't really do much else.
Yeah.
That if we were an even footing, that would have been we would have won that team fight, I think. Defeat. Okay, so what would we try and do different?
Well,
I
we have the best
Cannot play another one.
Okay, that's fine. Because what were you saying?
You didn't really have the best start, I mean, considering. Like, you got people disconnected, people lagging. I mean,
Well,
I
we
don't
were
know
doing
if
good
that-
bot, and then somebody tried to dive, like, our
sure,
bot
that's
and like died. I
definitely a
don't know
mistake
that.
on my part. I was just trying to follow up for sure.
So,
But I mean, that-
here's a question.
even-
Do we feel... So one thing I noticed in the last few games is that we have a tendency to fail tower dives, and that's not a bad thing, unless we don't want to tower dive. But if we do want to tower dive, is that something maybe we should look at practicing as a specific
Well, if you're
skill?
gonna tower dive, LeBlanc should be going in first. Like,
No, I know. So
either
ignore,
me
ignore
or
the
Rek'Sai should
specific
go in.
mistakes that were made. We don't want to focus on the specifics.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
Yeah.
how we should do the tower dive.
No, I'm saying, but
Don't
in
let
general,
the squishy go in first. Like what me, like the support, or like hopefully the tanky. Well, I don't know how tanky you were, but somebody other than the mid or ADC should initiate the tower dive.
no, I know. I'm just saying, but we could actually do a session where we practice tower diving. Is what I'm trying to say.
Like especially against a Nami that can bubble you and CC you. So it's like one of us initiated, get the tower aggro, kind of stay within range, and then let the carries do as much damage as possible. That's how you would do a tower dive.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying instead of talking about it right now, I'm just saying, what is that something that we'd want to do together? Is just like do a session of just practicing and understanding how to like execute tower dives.
Yeah. Well, something I need to work on is like I get left behind by the group a lot,
Okay.
Right.
and it's not like anyone's like fault. It's just like we tend to play a lot of very mobile champions, but the ADC even with Sivir, like unless I had my ult, I wasn't catching up to the LeBlanc, the Rek'Sai, the Thresh, like when the hook would go in, right? And then as a result of that, I find I'm getting zoned by bruisers a lot.
Oh, okay.
Because all it takes is one bruiser. And like even in games previous to
Yeah.
today, like that's just what I'm finding is like, we might actually be able to win a team fight, but I just can't keep up.
So I guess what do we think is the best thing to do in that situation? Because I'm guessing that's why some people like to play mobile, like champs ADCs that have some mobility.
Right.
But obviously champs that don't have mobility can still be used. So it feels like we need to at least assign like the support to stay with you, maybe.
Yeah, but like, I guess it depends on the situation.
Yeah, I agree.
If we don't see everyone on the map, I always just assume that one of them is going to come out of a bush once we've like ran past it.
I see.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And
No,
typically that's fairly standard. And you know, a Cho'Gath or a Vi or something comes out of the bushes and separates me.
Yeah.
But like before that, I don't think it's worth keeping the support with me, because then you have 3 people going on ahead, and the chance for the support to actually protect them or make the team fight better in our favor is lessened.
So there's
Well,
one-
see, like it depends on the support. Like if I had a Janna, then I could knock back Cho'Gath away from you and
So
stuff.
maybe
Like I can
something to
knock
think
the
about
bruises away.
is even it might even be better if you were somehow pulled with us. So Thresh is a good champion for doing that. Like if you
okay.
throw your lantern just to
Yeah, but there was
to be
no
pulled
there
in.
was no fight in there where she should have came anywhere near where I was. Like you know, it's
That is true, yeah. Like in this instance, it's not as specific because we weren't really. This one I wasn't getting left behind as much,
Yeah.
as some other games we have played. But it's not even just games that we played together. It's just like that's something that I need to work on or need to figure out is how to stay with the team.
I think maybe just cutting side to side. Like if you know Cho'Gath like is more on the right, just come. I think we just need to position where our champions are better.
Right.
Like not just you, like everybody. I think.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in that instance, what was happening is that like, if I get a hook or anything, I wasn't always queuing in, especially if it was Cho'Gath. I would just like hook and back off.
Right.
But I mean, let's see, we have Renekton, yeah, like severe.
I mean, we didn't really talk about our fight strategy at all, so
Yeah.
probably didn't play out any of the strategy. Like overall, I think it's just it's the same problem that we had the last couple games where, like, we didn't really.
It's
have
a win game
plan.
comp, but we don't win the lane.
Well, not even that. It's just that even we just don't have. We're not playing to any specific circumstance or condition very well.
Right.
Like we didn't do anything set up for dragons. We didn't do anything to take down specific lanes. We didn't have any sort of planning. You know,
Well,
around
because
any-
we're losing like
Yeah.
early games, so we
Yeah.
have.
Normally, Kaz, like there were times when I was gonna
But
call that
even
out.
still, like even
But I-
when we're behind,
Yeah.
we still need to know what our win conditions are. We need to like reaffirm and say, okay, what do we need to do to get back to that point? And we actually all work towards that. Because what
Right.
happens when we don't do that is we just take random fights and we just go random places and we just throw down random wards. And without like that overarching, okay, this is since we're yes we're behind, whatever.
Yeah, so the win lane
what is
win-
the next step for us to get back to where we need to
Can
be?
I make a suggestion then?
Yeah.
No pick comps, because like I think we should just like start with a basic like team fight comp first and get that so we're winning most of the games.
Yeah, and so what that would mean is that we need to, how do we set up proper team fights? Who's doing what? Within the team fight, like who's peeling, who's frontline, what targets are we going after? When should we take fights? When shouldn't we? What item thresholds do we need? Like those are the type of things that we have to like suss out in that scenario. Because like
Yeah.
with the other comp that we run, the late game comp and the standard comp, like it's really clear. Like we know what we're doing.
And we've done well with with the late game comp and the standard comp in the past.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we know what we're doing. We're basically okay. Yes, we're gonna sit
Yeah,
here
so
and
the
farm,
question is,
or we're gonna
so-
do this stage.
The question is maybe if the comp is win lane, win game, the first part is clear. But if you win lane, you have to do something more to win the game. And I think
Yeah,
that's,
exactly. So that's the
way
second
too
part.
vague.
Great,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's maybe something we can ask Tony.
Like sure, you could win the lane,
Yeah, but
but
you
if they
still
have
have
a better team fighting, then they're gonna like wreck you during around Dragon.
But still, the
Well, that's the
statement
thing.
win game is too vague.
Yeah. So what does win lane, win game mean? Does that mean like taking down the tower in one lane and rotating to another, taking that tower and going? Does it mean like winning lane, getting an advantage, and then diving that tower? Does it mean setting up around wards around Dragon and having a stronger team fight because you're ahead? we do need to have.
To me, it seems. I mean, we should probably ask Tony, but to me, and correct me if anyone feels differently. It feels like, at least from a jungler standpoint and overall team standpoint, any lane matchup that seems most favorable, I should be trying to get them ahead. Then that should be used to snowball to other lanes. Right?
Right.
Right, and then we take objectives off that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Take objectives. So like, oh, okay. You have a favorable matchup. Maybe you already got another kill. I'll come bot. Make sure you get a couple more. Then you get that tower. Then we rotate for dragon or for another tower, and then like.
We invade
Like for
the-
example, like that last game when like that like kind of tower dive thing we did. If we had pulled that off, we could have got the tower, and then me and Severe could have rotated mid, and Renekton could have like went bot and just froze the lane and like farmed all day.
Right. So I mean, even
And then we could have pushed for that top. We could have warded top. See, one
even
thing-
better though in that situation, the best thing to do, because I was shoving Lux in quite a bit, and I was ahead in CS at that time and had the pressure, I should have said, or at least we should communicate with each other, let them push bot so that I can roam, because basically that would be taking advantage of that situation.
Yeah.
But both of our lanes were pushed at the beginning.
Even that Kaz, not even. Yeah, basically you could roam because you didn't have to roam bottom even. Like we could be with me and Jungle. You'd be like, oh,
Well,
I couldn't roam top because.
Wait, if we have mid pushed and we have bottom pushed, then like
We
Bryce,
should be invading
go
the
into
jungle.
their bottom jungle.
But he
Ward
didn't
up
have,
and just
he didn't
steal
have
all their
wards.
shit.
He was behind because he didn't have wards and he came in.
Yeah.
Late. I, mean,
would
I called
normally
that
have
out
done that.
specifically.
No. But this is like later in the game.
No. Well, when it first happened, it was early in the game. It was like at 5 minutes.
So I think we had heavy pressure early game, at least top and mid. Sorry, mid and bottom.
Yeah.
And then of course we had the lag issue top, but that's fine. And then we should have probably found ways of taking advantage of that, but I don't think we just didn't have enough plans. We didn't
Right.
really talk about it or communicate what we wanted to do.
So in my case, I think we did really well bot lane. Like apart from giving up that kill during the tower dive, we were always pushing them in, and Nami wasn't doing anything essentially in lane. Like as soon as she used an ability, I would just get more mana and push for harder.
Yeah.
But we also didn't get Kha'Zix like punishing us as a result. I think he was mostly trying to feed off of Renekton,
Yeah.
if I recall.
Yeah, and he tried to gank me, but got chunked.
Yeah. But as soon as we took that tower, and we took it fairly early, if I recall.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember. I didn't know what to do because I knew that bottom lane wasn't as safe. Like we didn't want to keep pushing,
Yep.
right? But at the same time, like maybe we could have turned that into an advantage by me just keep pushing and then allowing you to kind of get further into into their jungle.
See, maybe what we could have
I
done
don't
there
know.
is like me and you rotate top because Renekton was down at that point,
Right.
and just let him freeze the lane bot to like kind of get his CS up and kind of
Right.
get back into the game earlier.
And especially in the case of Cho'Gath, like a lot of his abilities aren't that great against Sivir's shield
Right.
because they have a long time. So I think you're right. Like I think we should have contemplated switching lanes.
Yeah. I mean, the key thing, like we're saying, is we should have taken any advantage we had and moved it.
And done something with it, yeah.
Right.
I was never actually bad in CS.
Oh, okay. You kept
Yeah,
up.
I thought he was doing
Yeah.
okay top.
No,
Yeah.
for sure, and he was. Like he ended the game with way more CS, and like given the lag and stuff, he was doing fine. It's just like I don't know. I felt like once we took that bottom lane, we didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, we need to reaffirm our plans. Like, what is the next step? What is the next step? What are we trying to
Yeah.
do? Like, that's really the question.
I think
keep asking.
one thing to help our warding is that we try to ward too much. Like, and what I mean by let me clarify that. So there was one point I looked at the top jungle and we had like at least 8 wards in the top jungle, which is like excessive. But like so we need to ward the part of the jungle that we're going to be rotating to and from.
Yeah.
So
that's
like if
playing
we want
projected.
Renekton split pushing bot, we need to ward our bot jungle and like or even like if we can get further depending how far pushed we are and keep our wards as Renekton pushes, we push mid and we can rotate back and forth. He can rotate up, we can rotate down. And all we need for like the top jungle are just a couple wards to see if they try to get like some river wards so that we can see them go into our top jungle. And as soon as they do that, we can just like rotate bot and push bot and get a tower. So I think we need to like decide, are we concentrating top or are we going to concentrate bot and not try to concentrate the whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to concentrate around the next objective we want, or what do we want.
So like at that point when we had all those top wards, we should have just concentrated, okay, Renekton, stay top. We'll push like mid and we'll ward as we go. And then we can just rotate back and forth because we have ward coverage. And if they try to follow us, we can just turn on them. Right?
Yep.
But I think at that point when we did that, we decided to go bot where we had no ward coverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
like
I don't know why there was a
we
call to
weren't
go bot,
thinking-
but
we
he
weren't
had like a
thinking
ton
around
of wards
objectives.
top.
You just weren't thinking around what we wanted to do. That's it. Right?
So I think, I mean, just an easy way to maybe like play the late, early, mid game is just pick a spot. Even if it's wrong, just pick a spot, either top or bottom, ward it up as we go, and just kind of practice rotations kind of thing maybe. Just, it's a simple thing to like just practice.
Yeah.
And maybe like me and Bryce started doing it a bit this game. It's like calling out when you use your sweeper. Oh, this was sweeped. Don't sweep it. Or I'll place a ward here. Like we sometimes place double wards or double sweep.
Yeah.
So if you do it, say it. Or if you're about to do it, oh, I'm going to sweep this bush here. Wait, I already sweeped it. Oh, okay, good. I'll save
I
it.
think
Or something
some
like
of those
that.
we don't have
you know?
to say. Some of those we should be like, if you and me are walking next to each other. And
No,
we're
yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah. But I mean,
We should just pay attention.
no, you have to say if you're going to lay a ward or a sweep because we might do it at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
But I think, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's good to call the word.
Like, because we always seem to ward at the same time. It's like, oh, what? Boom, boom. Oh, fuck. We just placed that ward.
I don't mind that as much just because it's not ideal, but it's not that's not why we lost the game.
But no, but I mean, say in that instance, if we're doing that ward control thing, then we lose ward pressure as we push forward because we've wasted wards, like double warded. So I think, I mean, maybe that's something to try the next game, you know, get that heavy, get a good split pusher, like Renekton or, well, anybody, and then try to play that rotation game. So decide where he's going to push, top or bottom, and then, because I don't think we're using the teleport effectively. That split push teleport, especially in this game when Cho'Gath didn't have a teleport, right?
Yeah, Cho'Gath was roaming by foot
Yeah.
with
So
no
we
boots.
should have had more of a,
More pressure.
we should have used that advantage somehow. Without wards, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we had kept that, you know, say for example, Renekton pushing top, we're pushing mid, and we ward as we go. And then, you know, if they go top for him, then if we see 3 or 4 going top for him, then hey, we could just rotate bot because we know if we hit somebody, we're going to hit one person and kill him. Kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's we have some vision. And if we can't see anybody, oh, there's bots somewhere, let's rotate top and just push 5 and get like a turret. And we can see them come. Oh, they're coming. Let's hide in a bush or let's, you know, let's try to catch, you know.
It's just getting.
So I think play around our ward coverage maybe would be an easy way to improve our like game.
Right.
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Cool. Is anyone sticking around?
I have to get ready. I'm going out in a little bit.
Oh, it's already 8 o'clock. Yeah, I need to get some food.
Cool.
All right,
told you?
thanks for
Again
playing
on
with me,
later.
guys.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah,
Cheers,
thanks for the
guys.
games.
Later.
Bye bye.
Later, guys.
A script would be nice.
Once again, please.
For Michael, please save the.
Action.
I don't think this is a random.
Keep rolling, settle.
Wow,
You
okay,
guys get a
good,
little
wait.
closer together. It's too spready. Okay, that's good.
Captain. Obviously.
Cut, Brendan.
What do you see when you look out there? Well, a script would be nice.
Once again, please.
You want to do that?
Shake! Shake!
Direct hit, sir. Our shields are failing.
Warn them we'll return fire.
Transmitting. They've armed another spread of phaser and...
Give me the line again, please, Pepe.
Warn them we'll return fire. Warn them we'll return fire.
Transmitting. They've armed another spread of phaser and full time. Oh, shit.
Data on acid.
Yeah.
I'll be at my duty station in sickbay.
Our readings were incorrect. The board crew survived. They appear to be in some kind of stasis.
Main viewer.
Which ship?
What? Oh, the first one. Captain Deneb.
Then there was the one about the girl in the nudist colony. Who? Something. Where?
Action! Standard orbit, Dr. Crusher.
Greetings from the United Federation of Planets. I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Greetings.
Where?
Action! Standard orbit, Dr. Crusher.
Greetings from the United Federation of Planets. I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. This is Counselor Troy and
Cut it.
Doctor, I want you back on this ship. We'll beam you aboard in suspended ammunition. I want you back on this ship. We'll beam you aboard in suspended
Lieutenant, initiate the quarantine transmitters on the land tree and activate our beacon markers.
Aye, sir. Just a minute.
Mr. Worf,
Yes.
will you wait till the first officer's finished?
Lieutenant, activate the transmission. Me. Lieutenant, activate the quarantine transmissions on the land tree and initiate her marker beacons. Lieutenant, activate the quarantine.
I did not say no. I did not do it.
Lieutenant, initiate the quarantine transmitters on the land tree and activate. Me.
Me.
Lieutenant, initiate the quarantine transmitter on the land tree and activate her marker beacons. We'll need to find her again.
Aye, sir.
Lieutenant, initiate the quarantine transmitter on the land tree and Lieutenant, initiate the quarantine transmitter on the land tree. Also activate the beaker markings.
Oh, jeez!
Come on, guys, we're rolling. Hold it together. Lots of it. Lots of it. Good boy. Not quite that much.
Oh, okay.
What if... Have you got any ideas?
Well, sir, what about the DNA?
That's what I was going to say. What if...
These two molecules. Go in here. The purple ones.
Rolling more.
They're the ones that'll kill you.
Rolling more.
So whatever you do,
Stop it now.
if you get some of these babies, don't eat these. You can eat these, but not these.
Has all armaments locked on us and ready to fire.
When and if the captain becomes weak or unable to perform, it is expected that his honorable retirement should be assisted by his first. Your second officer would...
Back to one. Come on.
That, please.
Come on.
Consider that in the history of many worlds, there have been creatures who are disposable. They are the people who forget what the they're talking about.
And Philippa, use the same zeal you did in the
Okay.
And Philippa, I hope you will use the same zeal that you did in the... Oh, Patrick. Picard to Celia's
Let's do it one more time.
quarters.
Oh,
Not here. Cut it, please.
Welcome to the Enterprise. I'm Captain Picard.
Oh,
You might as well just walk away from it.
I didn't feel a thing. Is that normal when one is transported, Captain?
Oh, yes, it is.
Got it. Print a pickup, please.
Guinan, I need your help. Could you step over here a minute?
Cut, please.
In a moment, the harmonic from the thing will do what it does.
Shields up. Prepare to
Captain, magnetic seals in their... Captain.
That's good.
Captain, magnetic seals in their... God, Jesus!
Good. Stay on.
Mr. LaForge, time thing, Mr. Thing.
Worf, what happened?
We've got to get data to engineering.
Where's the doctor? Where's the captain? What?
Is there any connection between that structure and the ship fragment that we found?
Unknown, sir.
That is even more significant than the object itself, Counselor. On several of its surfaces...
Captain, we've detected some sort of loose...
Captain, I forgot my line.
The last thing you would do is leave the Enterprise bridge with the
Do well.
If the shuttle is 6 hours into the future, then so is the other Captain Picard.
Geordi, report to Pajikas to...
Cut, stand up.
Stop it! Stop it!
The last unmanned probe showed a... The last unmanned probe showed a lively, thriving ecosystem.
Engage. No, don't engage.
Energize.
That's what we say in this room. Energize.
You mean ship's business takes precedence over me? I'm afraid so, Mother.
Well, I don't know the line.
It was too old.
He was too old for me.
Is your entire population made up of clones, Prime Minister? Jesus. I know.
But, Captain, these noble animals have... Captain Picard, these noble animals have been companions to our children. Captain Picard! Oh, is that you?
Action. Hail on all frequencies.
Running frequency search. Negative response.
Hello, let's cut it.
The Admiral and I were worried about you.
Captain, I do not believe you have the authority to promote me to the rank of Admiral.
Good take. Good take.
The more they put in, whenever he requested them, the better would the music be for bouncing on the floor. Oh! The toot on the flute and the twiddle on the fiddle, oh, hopping in the middle like a heron on the griddle, oh, hop down, hands around, crossing to the wall, oh, handle me the gaiety and fill the flute holes full. Good on yourself.
MDF hedges with a coat, losing a bunch of time with the mitered corners because it's hard to staple them perfectly 90 degrees square. It's just difficult.
Well, and if you had done square corners, then you could put them on the grinder and disc sand them down, disc sand your crimes away.
Exactly. Here's my. Every time I see pictures of me working, I think, oh my God, your posture's terrible.
Well, it's not like you're hunched over a tiny 50th scale maze or anything like that.
Flocking, that's the most time-consuming part.
It really was. A couple of dozen hours of flocking. Here I'm using my old yellow blow dryer to dry the flocking. In fact, I built a little triangular tent out of wood that I had the blow dryer sticking in as a little makeshift oven. It was about 115 degrees in there, which is great for drying glue. And for
white glue,
really
right?
Fast. Yeah. There we go. Things are starting to take shape. The outer perimeter is mostly done.
So on this one, as you were doing this, we're starting to see completed pieces here. Yeah. Was there temptation to go in and just start tacking it down?
No, there wasn't. It's always about how I can build momentum for my excitement, right? In the middle of all this tedious work, you've got to do stuff to get yourself excited. So that's why I assemble things and oh, look, there's the center all together.
The work is starting to pay off.
Right. And I get to, it's, the goal is in sight. And then it's not in sight because you have dozens more hours to go. Throughout all of this, I'm constantly thinking, what will the tack down process be? I didn't want to glue it. I wanted to pre-drill and use screws on the whole
You didn't
thing.
glue anything on
I
this
didn't glue
to
anything.
speak of.
It's all, white glue and hot glue for the detail pieces.
Right.
But the hedges are all actually screwed to the base. And that was what was I going to do? Am I going to draw the whole map on the base and send? No, actually, maybe I'll lay them down and position to each other. Throughout this whole process, I'm sort of getting that going in my head, what that thing's going to be, and I know that I've got time to work it out. So I'm running through scenarios and seeing where they might fail and how they might screw me. In the middle, I found the plucking so mind-numbing, I took a break for a day and upholstered the captain's chair for my Captain Kirk's captain's chair. So here's a bunch of photos of that. Then I cut the main board that will be the base, laid my map on it to take a look at it, and started to, this is just the center and the perimeter placed in place.
Those are fixed, or not fixed in, but those things are the things that will be the guide.
Yes, I will tack these down first or decide upon their position first, and then I will position everything else to those.
Relative to
that. So funny, we looked at the bottom of that board and you reused a prop from
I did
a Mythbusters episode.
We did the Simpsons episode, which was our season premiere this year. There's a shot of I will not throw cherry bombs in the toilet, a blackboard. I grabbed that piece of wood out of M5 and used that as the base. So underside, you can see it's a Mythbusters prop.
Painted like a chalkboard.
All right, so here I am actually starting to take some of my completed flocked pieces and just placing them. Nothing is tacked down in this picture. Everything's just placed for visuals to kind of see how it's going, give myself an idea of how much I've got to go, and also to give myself energy to continue.
How did you keep track of which piece was which on this?
Everything
Were you labeling
is labeled
them?
on the underside, and every label is then transferred over to the map. So I can pick up something and go, which is number 26? Okay, 26 is over here.
Okay.
It's a lot of keeping track.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really easy to lose track of that stuff if you weren't really on top of it.
Now, I was planning on flocking everything before putting it down, and then I realized, actually, I need more energy. It was taking so long and going so slow. I decided to start completing the hedges and placing them in with the pre-finished flocked hedges just to kind of get everything laid down. And here is all the maze constructed, but not yet, only 40% flocked. This allowed me to spend, it took about an hour of just goosing everything to everything else, pulling parts out, making them square. I remade about a half dozen pieces in here to kind of get everything relative to each other.
You move half a centimeter in any direction, and everything gets shifted.
I mean, if you started tacking this down from one side to the other, the introduced errors you could end up with would just ruin your whole month.
How much of this did you end up redoing at any given time?
Yeah, like I said, I rebuilt about a half dozen of these on this day where I was laying this stuff down. After that, I didn't have to do much more rebuilding.
You're pretty happy with how it worked out.
You could see I still haven't replaced the hedge crowns in this shot yet. But after adjusting everything for about an hour, and I have a time lapse of that too, I went in and pulled off the outside and began tracing everything's position and labeling it with the label on the underside of the hedge. And these were to be the final positions.
Okay.
So I took a lot of, I mean, I went around this probably 20 times, looking at it, adjusting, tweaking, just to make sure everything was kind of relative to each other correctly.
So you didn't have to draw the map out on the board again.
No.
You placed it, got it looking like the map, and then that seems a lot less tedious than going the other way.
There's another shot of all the stuff laid down. Here's the new hedge crowns.
Much pointier.
Yeah, much pointier. And they're also getting pinned and chamfered and painted and flocked. It looks like a nice little forest. And here is the board with all the positions traced, all the screw holes labeled, because that's where I was going to pilot drill from the top, countersink from the bottom, and then lay each hedge in, pilot drill it, and then pop it in with screws.
Did you ever hit, I mean, it seems like the point that you hit the wall and were like, oh God, I don't think I can do this, was when you were midway through building the hedges and midway through the flocking.
Yeah,
just like,
that's where it just got so tedious. I couldn't see the end, and I was like, I got to go build a captain's chair.
Well, and the waiting for the glue to dry and the paint to dry just will kill you.
Yeah, it totally will. And I did 95% of this alone. Frank Ippolito helped with a few hedges. My son Thing 2 and Thing 1 both helped with about a half dozen hedges. And actually, those guys' help, while small, was really critical in pushing me past a certain point. It was really nice to have someone else doing flocking while I could concentrate and things were still going.
And productivity multiplies.
Yes, it really does.
And I mean, there's a social aspect that helps too. Like when I built some shelves for my daughter that were a similar, like 94 feet of shelves for about 10 board feet of actual shelf space.
Right.
And I got about halfway through that, I was like, this is insane. I am wasting it. It's an incredibly, like, this is really overly complicated, and I'm making it much harder than it needs to be.
And when you're building something, managing, like, I know that I have this reputation of being gung-ho, crazy fast, and, like, super sort of sloppy about my builds. And those are true things, except that I also really can get into tedious work. But when you're working alone on tedious stuff, you need to manage your energy and your enthusiasm. And that's what I mean. That's why I kept doing the assemblies, because when I see it all laid out, I get excited, and that makes me want to jump back into the team.
And I mean, I have to imagine the way you normally build stuff like this, where you do an hour a day for 3 years, you don't have to worry about that as much, because the tendency to lock yourself in the shop.
Actually, on the contrary, you can get stuck in the middle of like flocking and put the thing away and not touch it for a year.
Well, that's true.
That's where, it becomes really critical to kind of get yourself to a certain point, maybe choose an arbitrary deadline. Here is everything flocked. Now, this is just sitting on my pool table. This is actually sitting on the pool table so that I can apply the final paint job to all the flocking and kind of bring it into a uniform.
The pool table was covered.
The pool table was covered with a tarp, yes. And this, I took the two colors and sort of went all around to camouflage this, as it were, and bring it all into a kind of uniformity, because some of the stuff was getting dusty for 2 weeks before the other stuff was painted, and that was changing the color values. This to kind of bring it all in, because I wouldn't be able to do any more spray painting once it was on the baseboard.
Right, because the board you're just leaving unpainted MDF, right?
Yes. Yeah. Now here is the baseboard, labeled, pre-drilled, countersunk on the underside, ready. And you were here that day, Will. This is everything tacked down. It took me so much faster to do all the pilot drilling and screwing than I thought it would.
It took longer for you to pick the people out, I think.
Yeah.
And I was doing a little bit of like soldering resistors on street lamps, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I mean, like this went really fast. Yeah.
40 minutes from start to finish of like actually tacking down all the final.
It seemed like you'd already placed them on the board. Like you'd already marked where they were going to go, or at least knew where they were going to go.
Oh, I had. Yeah. And my fidelity was I had to follow those marks exactly. I didn't want to drill to come up through the flocking or anything like that.
Right.
It's kind of like what it would look like if you got it as a model kit.
Right. So one of the details in the model in the Colorado room in the movie is that it has this wide chamfered border, this kind of wooden frame. My next door neighbor Bobby is a fine carpenter and cabinet builder.
What an amazing coincidence!
I know, and so for a very reasonable trade, he cut the board feet of poplar for me for the outer frame.
Wow.
Now the underside here, you can see it's there's a chamfer in there. Is that a chamfer?
No, it's just a channel.
My apologies.
You've got all appled up over here.
Channel. There's a channel, and that channel is actually for the street lights, and you'll see that later. There's my street lights I bought on Alibaba for about $1 a piece, which is great because on normal train sites they're like $9 a piece.
And this was and there's what, 30 of them, I think.
Yeah, something like 32. I can't quite remember. It's all a blur. Here is the maze assembled on the pool table. This was actually for the Comic-Con, Sketchfest opening night party after Woodstock. And you can see that there's a white styrene construction. That's one of the news kiosks, as yet unbuilt.
So the beautiful thing about doing O-scale is that you were able to leverage all of the world of train people, and like all that stuff was established. So you didn't have to go out and make 32 little street lamps, because that would have been really hard.
Prohibitive. I would have not put street lamps in.
You did make the benches, though.
I did make the benches out of styrene, and I gang built those. You can score styrene and then break it.
Yeah.
And so I made all.
You did those while I was sitting here, too.
28
benches, 22 benches. I made all those in about half an hour, glued them up, and then sanded them. And then every figure and every piece and every bench is actually pinned to the ground, as well as being glued with stainless steel wire.
So you drill a little hole up into whatever appendage was convenient.
030. Yeah, 30,000 drill.
Yeah, that's a tiny little bit.
Yeah, tiny little drill. And then socked in, and then the figures were all pinned to the benches so that they wouldn't go. And this is my son, Thing 1, making a New Yorker cover. Guy sitting reading. Here is me experimenting with a repair technique. Because I'm sending this with a repair kit. This is using a paste made of some white glue, some spray paint, the flocking, and applying it like a spackle, and then dressing it out with a little acid brush. Worked beautifully to hide some of my joints and to dress the corners.
And any of the places that the board showed through underneath as well.
Clever thing you did was also you put some 2x4s or some wood beneath the model so you could lift.
Yeah, so I have the model sitting off any table you'll put it on by an inch, so you can easily get your fingers under it. Here is the news kiosk unpainted. Now, let's go over to this file here. Once I had it to that point, I made the news kiosk, and then I also made the map kiosk, only to realize that I'd scaled them off the wrong dude.
Oh no!
There's a little newsman standing next to the kiosk, and I thought it was an adult, but it wasn't. It was a kid.
It was a paper boy, not a paper man.
And when I finally built these, I was like, "These aren't big enough." The picture, and then I realized, so I had to rebuild them. So here is my styrene drawing on 080 styrene for 040 for rebuilding the news kiosk. There's the first two parts. There's the window frame coming into view.
A lot of the frames, a lot of detail.
Yeah, man. And here's the map kiosk.
How did you do is the roof a pre-made piece, or
the roof is vacuum formed? Wood. What do you call
shingles?
That? Shingles.
So like
roof.
cedar shakes.
You can buy sheets of this in O scale from model train.
That's
sites.
awesome. And then you just painted it.
Yeah. And so here's the two wrong ones. Two wrongs did make a right in this case. Now, that channel underneath the frame, I laid copper tape that I cut into thin strips there, and that is for wiring up the street lamps. And it took solder beautifully. I was able to solder the joints. So it's effectively a wire run.
So you drilled a hole through for the lamp to mount in.
Yes.
Dropped the wires down. One went to one side, one went to the other.
Yeah.
And they all light up.
Exactly.
Nice.
Here is the finished kiosk, news kiosk with a guy sitting in front of it. There's an Easter egg. There's an Easter egg back behind there. If you look inside, it looks like magazines, but it's something special. You're just going to go.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going.
Yeah. This is. I had lots of fun. Oh, here is just like one of my drawings for where benches go. There's so many details of this to make lists and figure out where everything goes. You can't just count it up. You have to really diagram it out and see.
And if you don't write it down, it didn't happen, right?
Right,
Because
right.
if you don't write it down, you're never going to remember when you need to remember.
Exactly. Now, again, this thing is shipping out, so I had to make a metal frame. I didn't have to, but I decided to weld a metal frame that I painted bright orange that bolts to the maze. And when the craters build the crate around it, that frame will help super protect this maze and keep it from being damaged in transit.
So it bolts through the MDF that the maze is actually
It
stuck
does.
on.
I actually captured T-nuts onto the underside of the maze so this thing can be really bolted together. Here's the first of the streetlights being drilled into the frame.
How long did the streetlights take all told? You said that went pretty fast.
It went pretty fast, about an hour and 15 minutes to lay out all the streetlights and wire them from underneath.
So you were laying underneath to do the soldering? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you do any finishing on the poplar?
Yes, I actually I sanded it, and then I thought about applying a light stain, but I decided against it. I just used a straight spar varnish on it, which I let dry, and then I sanded that again. I wanted it to look kind of handmade rather than like super trick.
Okay.
Now here is the maze pre-frame. Exterior frame, but with my steel frame in place just to test placement. And you can see how well this will protect the maze.
The thing I love about the steel frame is that the thing that I would have done is dangled a bolt down the bottom, put a nut on the top so that it would lock it in place and a washer, and then I would have had to crawl underneath to bolt it in, put the nut on from the underneath. But because you put those captured nuts in there, you just drop the bolts down, hit your ratchet, and it's on.
Yep.
I mean, that's awesome.
I'm thinking about the people that are going to be opening this, and if I make their job difficult where they're opening it, and I don't know who they are, they're different people every time possibly. If I make it difficult, I'm going to suffer because I've got to think through what it's going to be like to receive this. So my metal frame also has these two handles on it. That's for actually lifting the maze.
It's a real easy lift
and moving it. So
two people can do it.
It weighs about 60 pounds. It's a very heavy object. I needed to consider the backs and the strength of the people also putting this in.
Well, and as Norm said, because you put the feet on the bottom, even if you lay it flat on the ground, you'll still be able to reach your hands underneath easily and lift it up without worries about dropping. I thought that was a nice touch.
All right, so there's close-up of the copper being, there's the soldered wires from the streetlights. There's the streetlights in the exterior frame all lit up.
So hold on, you lowered the maze back down in after
Well,
you
I
put the
started
streetlights
trying
on?
to lower the maze back down in, but it was too close tolerance, and I broke one of my streetlights doing it. So instead, I put the orange frame back on the maze, turned the maze upside down, laid it down on a workbench, and lowered the frame onto the maze upside down.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It was tricky as hell.
That was a good test, flipping it upside down.
It is. And it was great that I built a metal frame because otherwise I would have destroyed like 3 or 4. So here is the pretty much completed maze sitting in the shop. Now, yeah, I love that shot. There's a plaque. This is something Lee Unkrich was completely critical in helping me find. He has some reference material that is totally incredible and it's never been seen. And it shows this reference material that on the backside of the maze is a plaque that says the Overlook Maze. What the copy is on it, we don't know.
It's unintelligible.
It's unintelligible, but I matched this plaque. I bought some aluminized acrylic and we laser cut it. Norm and I laser cut it on my laser cutter. You see it? That's text is lit
yes,
up.
Totally readable.
We did a laser raster etch to make this plaque, and this is just like I love this. Right there is. Nobody else in the world could have helped me figure out that plaque but Lee, and like we've become quite close in our obsession talking about this.
So, but if you couldn't read the text, what is the text on? Is it just Lorem Ipsum?
No, it's text from a couple different scenes that didn't make the final edit of The Shining, but I utilized the text nonetheless.
Got it.
It still has a provenance back to Kubrick's typewriter.
Okay.
There we go, laid on the ground. And in all its glory, the three of us spent about, 2.5 hours
It was,
photographing this thing from every angle. And Norm, I have to say, it's your photographs are so fantastic and so the depth of field, the scale, the color. It's really exciting, and this is the end of my folder. But
we'll share those photos.
You guys should show on this some of your photos because there's just some beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is actually I photoshopped in and added paper all the way
and took the seams out.
Against, yeah.
Wow. So So, this is Norm standing on the apple
taking one of
boxes.
his
Yeah.
shots.
But yeah, that's a 5-week project from start to finish. A very ambitious project, one of the more time-consuming things, and a sprint to the finish.
Yeah, real sprint. This is like we've said a couple of times so far. This is the first time I've ever had this much time to spend on something like this, you know. And it is clear if I absolutely had to do this for hire, I could have turned this around in maybe just a little more than a week.
You're not taking commissions.
No, I am not
No.
taking commissions. I have no idea what to insure this thing for, but it's a lot.
But I mean, so now, you're going to post the maze, the plans for the maze.
Yeah.
Theoretically, somebody could make an overlook maze, probably not call it that, but like a hay bale maze or a corn maze or
Oh, they
whatever.
could. The Stanley Hotel, which is where Stephen King wrote The Shining, is asking people to suggest mazes. I say to the Stanley Hotel, use this design.
Yeah, it's perfectly good.
It's already done.
How many paths? Did you figure it out?
There are 2 solutions to this maze.
There's a going left and a going right from the
I
entrance
found
one?
2 different solutions for making
Okay.
your way through the Overlook maze.
Very cool.
Fantastic.
And there it is.
Your little people, I think you talked about it in the main video,
did.
but you
We
got
did.
the little people, they're kind of expensive.
They are about $5 a piece. Wow. So a bunch of dough spent on the little people, but they're like, even their eyes, their pupils are painted with the finest brush I could possibly
They're lovely,
imagine.
yeah. It's a gorgeous project. If people want to see it, it's going to be in Mexico City for the next few months.
It's going to be in Mexico City, and then it goes somewhere else. We'll put this up on the site.
yeah,
I
okay.
can't remember where, but it's somewhere in Europe. And then at the end of 2016, it comes back here to San Francisco.
And that's the end of the traveling
I
Kubrick
believe
exhibit,
that's
right?
the last thing on the lender's agreement. It might, you never know with these things. Maybe they could end up going to another place.
Or
But right
back
now,
to
that's as
Washington or
far in the
something like that.
future as
Okay.
we've planned.
Wow,
Great.
it's a gorgeous piece of work. The movers just came to pack it up.
Yep.
They're going to build a shipping crate around it. I think that's as good a place as any to sign off.
Yeah.
But if you have questions, post them in the comments. We'll round up the best
try
ones.
to-
Adam, why am I wearing this creepy baby mask?
Because Brazil, that's why. That's the same reason I'm wearing the ridiculous Fresnel magnification on my head.
Your head looks really tiny.
Yeah, it's very small.
We just did a spoiling the movie for Brazil. That means you, Norm, and I sat down in front of a bunch of cameras and watched the entire movie, talked over it, completely ruined it. You should not watch this if you've never seen it before. But you list Brazil as one of your all-time favorite films.
It's one of the most important films that ever happened to me as a person. Absolutely. And so I hadn't watched it. I know, isn't this hilarious?
It's ridiculous.
It's totally awesome. This is one of the earliest things I made. I made this helmet in 1992.
But yeah, so you watched Brazil a ton when you were in the theater, when you were working in a movie theater, and then hadn't watched it since. So
No.
for the first time in 20 years, we sat down, we all watched it together. We
was
talked
great.
about it, what made it important. We picked the Blu-ray Criterion cut of the film, so you can get it on Amazon. It's also on Hulu, I think, but I couldn't find it. And I highly encourage you to check it out. Go to tested.com/membership. And you can find out how to sign up. It's on the site right now. You can watch it today. And if you watched the last one, we have a new video player. It's much better. Do you find that pixel density to be?
Call that again.
It's the 87 space 1000. That's a really dumb name.
Yeah.
The tablet doesn't look that dumb though.
No, it's let's call it Dell's new tablet.
Okay.
It's Dell's Android tablet, and it's it's designed to be aligned with their new design aesthetic. There's an XPS 13 laptop they announced at CES. This also announced late last year that really emphasize like their bezel.
Complete lack thereof.
Almost. It's a very narrow bezel, and it's a kind of a statement. I think they want to make a design statement. They want to say Dell's back. We're making PCs that I think look good now.
You think that, or they think that?
I think they're saying it, and I haven't seen the XPS 13 yet.
Okay.
But from the pictures I've seen, it actually does look kind of good.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is an Android tablet, obviously.
Okay.
And it has an incredible screen. It's a 2560 by 1600 OLED screen.
It has a very high resolution.
Very
screen.
high resolution, OLED panel. Where I typically, I'm not the biggest fan of OLED. I've said this before with phones and tablets. I think this is one of the just in sheer pure pixel density, it's a gorgeous screen to look
It's
at.
2560 by 1600. I have a 30-inch panel on my desk that has the same number of pixels that is 5 times the size of that, maybe more so.
And this is in like an 8-inch form factor.
Yeah. Do you find that pixel density to be like is it too much?
Depends what you're running. So if in an application, and I think Android scaling has been a point of concern for a lot of people, different form factors, different resolutions. I really felt like that 1920 by 1080 or 1200 for an Android tablet, a 7-inch, 8-inch size tablet, was a really good sweet spot.
Can you see the pixels?
On here?
Yeah.
I have really good eyes.
Okay.
I'm nearsighted in one eye, so I can absolutely.
So you can close the other eye and see up
I
close.
can see the pixels.
Do the magnifying vision.
But it is incredible pixel density. I don't think it's as high as the Note 4, for example, or the LG, those 2560 by 1440, 5.5 inch screens. But for a tablet, it's very high.
What about, so OLED has had color reproduction problems in the past. Sometimes they're oversaturated, sometimes they have bad off-axis viewing. How is this?
This is definitely a little higher saturated than I'm used to, than compared to an LCD screen.
Like an NTSC neutral iPad screen.
So if you're going to play, these are obviously different images. I think that the OLED screen here is calibrated to be a little oversaturated. The off-axis viewing angles are fine though, and it actually is readable in daylight.
Like at the extreme off-axis, like where I am in relation to the tablet right now, there's a little bit of color dithering stuff. But when you have it at that angle, it's fine. It's just when you're really, really like right there that you can kind of see a little bit of a problem. It's not a situation you're ever going to be using it in, so it's not an issue.
So the design, though, it is a very thin bezel tablet, at least on 3 sides.
Is this 7 inches?
8 inches.
8 inches.
And around the edge here, this is like a 5mm bezel on each side. It's 6 millimeters thick.
And it's flat on the back? There's no weird beveled edge on the back?
Okay. Flat on the back, it's shiny here. We'll talk about the back in just a second.
Can you put it on its side, iPhone 4 style?
You can. You can put it on this side, no problem.
Sassy.
I think. I don't think of our Surface. There it goes. And if you try really, really hard, you can also put it on its
center
bottom
of gravity
edge.
is too high there.
Yeah, it's really high center of gravity.
Where's the speaker on this thing? Is it on the bottom edge?
It's on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, so it's on the front. It's not on the
front.
It doesn't come out the bottom like an iPad. That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see that right now, but there's a speaker grill. That's an extra complaint to people because the lower lip, the chin of this, is where most of the bezel is. It's also where you hold it. And so if you hold it like this, you're covering up the speakers.
I'm thinking about when I'm watching a movie and I'm going to be holding it essentially like this, and then I'm not going to be covering up the speakers, which is when I'm going to want the speakers on.
Ergonomically, when you look at something like this, the NVIDIA Shield tablet, which is kind of like the Swiss Army knife of Android tablets, it has everything, including a stylus. When you look at that, it's really great for movie watching because there's a bezel on the top and bottom, and you have speakers, stereo speakers on both sides.
There's a lot of bezel on around that screen.
There is. There is actually, you can see a lot.
Like you look at it and you think, oh, everywhere that there's black glass should be screen, and then there's a half-inch bezel around all 4 sides.
When you compare to something like this, that's a gradient on top.
This looks almost like a Star Trek pad, right? It looks like a thing that is just a screen. It's obviously not super thin like that, but this looks really cool. I think this is a really nice design.
It is, and from a usability standpoint, it makes reading fantastic. If I open a web browser, for example, it really feels like text disappears into the background. Because when I'm reading, when you're browsing in a web browser, for example, I will click this link. In Chrome, if you scroll up, and we're going to talk about performance in a second, if you're wondering.
Was it a little slow, or did you pick a bad web page?
It could also be our Wi-Fi right now. But the Chrome, the tabs disappear, and really you're just getting a wall of text.
That's nice.
It is nice, actually. Maybe a better example is Amazon Kindle. Yeah. So they pop that up.
Oh,
open
I'm
this
reading
book,
that too.
And there it goes.
That's actually a little bit too much text. I would want to add some margins to that.
Yeah, Kindle lets you configure that. But the idea is that it really feels like there's nothing around you and the content.
Yeah.
And it's purely a psychological thing. Like there's no problem with reading text on an iPad or another Android tablet or even your phone, but the slight sense of immersion is increased, I think, because of the lack of bezel.
Well, this is clearly a device that is a window into the thing that you're looking at. Like,
yes.
That it seems like they're getting the device out of the way and letting the content be the star, which is as it should be. How is it for watching video with the lack of bezel? I would think that might be hard to find a place to put your hands.
So it really is a hold by the edge.
Okay.
And not grip. It is a kind of like a brace from the side here.
It seems like you could make a little stand that would hold it up nicely if you want to put it on an airplane tray or something like that.
And it's not wide enough that I can't hold it, grip it with one hand like this. It's also very light.
Compared to the iPad?
It's about the same weight as the iPad, a little lighter on the iPad, but the iPad's also wider because it's different.
This is the iPad Mini 2.
Mini. Yes.
Retina 2.
Yes, iPad Mini 2. You can tell that if I compare just widths of it, the entire Dell Venue fits almost within the screen of the iPad.
It's a little taller.
It's definitely taller. Yeah.
It's 16 by 9?
16 by 10.
Okay.
Number 2560
so
by
1600. Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't
16
look
by
like a
10.
16 by 10 display from here, though.
Think about it. If you think about your computer monitor,
I'm looking at it
home,
right there. It looks.
Your computer
skinnier.
monitor. Yeah, no, it's 16 by 10.
Okay.
Let me see. And this is Android 4.4 KitKat.
Is this an ARM machine or?
It's not. So there, again, the two big interesting things about this tablet: one, the screen design, which I think are kind of a unified thing, and two, what hardware it's running on. And this is actually an Intel-based tablet.
So
this is the first I've used.
This is an x86 Android implementation.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of those out made by companies the size of Dell for sure.
No, I mean, Lenovo has a bunch, the IdeaPads, but not high-end ones for the U.S. market. A lot of overseas, Android phones and Android tablets use an x86. Intel has had their Atom, their Bay Trail, now Cherry Trail. This uses the Moore's Field Intel CPU, which is a quad-core CPU. It's the quad-core version of their Mary's Field, I think, I believe.
Not clearing things up at all.
Code names, 2.33 gigahertz, quad-core, 2 gigabytes of RAM. That's basically the most important thing you can know. Difference between the Moore's Field and the Cherry Trail systems is that this uses PowerVR graphics as opposed to Intel HD.
Okay, so
which is a good
more power efficient.
A little more power efficient. I think the graphics run really well. I'm actually going to load up, for example, I'll load up Temple Run, which I have installed here. And Android games, you know, sometimes when you run a game on an iPad, and some Android games they scale up, they render a low resolution and then scale up. A game like Temple Run actually renders at 2560.
It's rendering native?
It's rendering native.
That's bananas.
Like, I don't know if you can see this.
Wow, that looks really good.
But I don't think there's anti-aliasing on, but I can tell. And I'm going to show you really quick, Will. Let's get Will's reaction to this.
I'm going to play a little. Wow.
That is native.
It looks like it's running 60 frames a second, too. Here, I'm going to put it back so people can see. That looks really good.
So,
I mean, that's surprising.
You know, Temple Run isn't a very graphics-intensive game, but it's just to reassure you that the PowerVR chip here, it's basically the same PowerVR chip that was in the last-gen iPhones.
You can be able to play your Clash of Clans and all that.
You can do all of your games. Now,
what's
in terms
the app
of
compatibility like? Because it's ARM, and normal Android apps are made for ARM, right?
Yes. So I'll give you the breakdown for this. Most apps run. It was difficult because there was no list. Difficult for me to find an app that could not run on here.
But
now there's a difference between running and running well.
But also the Play Store typically doesn't show you apps that your machine can't run.
Right. Well, it does in a sense that you can go on the web browser and say try to install a device, and it won't be on the list of devices. Microsoft Office, which was recently released for Android, that is, for example, a suite of applications outside Outlook that will not run on x86.
So Outlook will work, but the rest won't.
Yeah, and they've acknowledged that. They say it's coming in the future. The reason
is that just a compile option when people are building their apps, or do they have to do other stuff?
So there's a couple reasons for that. Most Android apps run in the past up to Android 4.2. They run with a virtual machine. Every app runs. Can be written any way for compatibility, and then runs Dalvik VM.
Right.
And the way it has run in the past is that it runs the translation between what was coded in and compiled in and Android on that stack in real time. So Dalvik runs when you launch.
Every time you launch the app.
Every time you launch the app, that's when the translation happens. With Android 4.4 and Android 5.0 now, which is not available on the Dell Venue, Android is transitioning over to a different engine. It's called, I believe, ART, which is Android Runtime.
AOT. ART.
ART.
Right, sorry.
And the difference between ART and Dalvik is that as opposed to making the translation when you run the app every time, it happens when you install it. It happens ahead of time.
Oh, so
As
then
opposed
it
to
just basically
in time.
caches that compiled version,
Yes.
that optimized version.
And when that happens, we're going to get performance improvements. There have been a bunch of articles and people who've done benchmarks on x86 on Android, not in the favor of x86, saying that because they're not written for x86. You know, some games are run slow. The battery.
So yeah, I was gonna say, what's the battery?
Battery life.
Usually emulation or,
Right.
or impacts battery life.
Right, and you know, game engines like Unity have x86 compatibility now, but not everything does.
Not everybody's chosen to make that into their apps.
And there have been some performance problems. For example, I'll launch Facebook, and is it loading now? It's going to crash on me.
How often does that happen?
Every single time.
You can't use Facebook?
I think I have to reinstall it.
That's probably not a bad thing, not being able to use Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing you a favor.
I cancel it. Nope, crashing the desktop.
Yeah, that sucks.
In terms of benchmarks, x86 is fast. It's not as fast as the Tegra K1 in the Shield, both in the graphics and on the CPU side. And I don't believe it's as fast as what's on the Note 4 as well, Samsung's AOC.
Stuff that needs DRM like Netflix and HBO Go and all that, does that work? Or
Everything
no?
works.
Okay.
And surprisingly, the H264 decode is actually really efficient on this. I streamed it for a battery rundown. I streamed Netflix on medium brightness. Nothing changed on Wi-Fi, of course. And I got over 10 hours, actually. You can watch
we have a time lapse.
A quick time lapse as we discuss more performance. This is just Star Trek Next Generation, which I believe is the best for Netflix. You can see that clock in the back. This is over 10 hours of streaming. I've been able to use this in web browsing for a week solid. No
Without
problem,
charging?
Without charging.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And just web browsing.
Hold on, you don't mean 24 hours a day, 7 days a week web browsing.
I mean
all the web browsing you do on a tablet.
All the web browsing, not that I do on computing, because I use a desktop and laptop, but that I do the reading I do before bed.
So that's what, a couple hours a day, maybe?
Yeah, like so 2 hours, hour and a half a day.
How long did this last, 10 or 12 hours?
This was 10 and a half hours, and there was one point where it stopped streaming for like 30 minutes, so easily over 10 hours. No problem.
Huh, that's pretty good.
I thought it was battery life was really surprising.
I look at anything over 10 to 12 hours on a tablet is kind of what you want.
Now, because it runs Intel's SoC, it also has a new feature unique to Intel, the RealSense cameras. If you've seen those terrible commercials that Intel has run with the Big Bang Theory guy.
These are the ones where it can look at your eyes and make stuff jump out at you and all that.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff, which is actually not in this.
Oh, that's nice.
What it does have is the Sense camera. And did you notice I actually had to flip it upside down ergonomically? In the back, there are actually 3 cameras. There's an 8-megapixel camera up there and 2 720p cameras.
Okay.
Even though it's clear that this is the base, because of where the speaker is, because of how the logo is oriented, to take a photo, you actually have to flip it upside down.
Well, and it looks like the front-facing camera is on that end too, right?
Yes, front-facing camera on the top here. So I'm flipping it upside down, and you notice that there's there's a small window here. I want to pop that a little bigger. And what it does have is then the fake Lytro thing. So what I want to do is do a test. There goes a coffee mug. Perfect. Why don't you hold that coffee mug just right out in front of me.
Let me line it up with my mouth.
There it goes. And I think I'm going to take a picture right there. I'm going to take it one more time. There it goes.
Okay.
Something might be blocking the camera. As it loads, what you're theoretically able to do is
do depth.
Do depth. Change the depth from the front to the back.
Can I put a white line in a GIF that has 3D?
You cannot. Cannot.
That's all I want.
It's still thinking right now. It's still processing. In practice, it's
did it just crash?
Good. I actually closed it. I wanted to load up the Dell app that does it.
Okay.
There's other things that the Sense camera is supposed to be able to do.
Are the cameras okay? Like, are they good cameras to use to take photos? Okay.
They're not good cameras at all.
So we have bad cameras with a bad gimmick. That tells me that, like, how do they work for video conferencing? Are they okay for that?
Yeah, Skype is fine.
Okay.
It's Mac still doing its computation. But take my word for it, this is not the magical litro effect where you can actually change the blurriness. It is post-processing. It's as, you know, what it does is try to identify, it masks an area, but the seams, like for example, where it will try to blend your beard in this cup, it will be
a horrible nightmare.
It will be jaggy.
Okay.
There'll be compression there.
It's not what you want.
Some other abilities that this will later be able to do is give you distance and, like, for example, if you take a picture of a person, it will be able to analyze how far away that person is and how tall they are for measurements. That feature actually is not available yet. It will be in a future update.
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to be unimpressed by that feature.
I will probably also be unimpressed by that feature. And other than that, you know, it runs Dell's their skin. I put Google Launcher on this Google Now Launcher because I like Google Now Launcher. There are some custom apps on here, something for the audio. You saw the camera app was unique. The gallery app was Dell's app, and not too much of the customization. I mean, there's Dropbox built in.
This is running 4.4 now?
4.4.4. 5.0 is coming.
Okay.
I'm still waiting. It's been over a month. And it's not tied to a carrier, so it really is on Dell right now.
Does this have a cell radio in it?
It does not.
Can you get it with a cell radio?
Not currently.
Okay.
So it's $400 right now, 16 gigs of storage, which I think is low.
I saw a slot on the outside though.
It does have micro SD, so I'll show you that right here. You can pop in micro SD for storage. With current Android, you can do as much as you want on it. You can install apps, you can move.
It just
files.
shows up as part of the system partition, right?
I think it's expensive.
Okay.
$400 is a lot for a 16 gigabyte
16
tablet.
gigs, yeah. Especially a 16 gig Android. Like, looking at what they're competing against, which is 7-inch Android Kindle Fires and the Nexus 7 and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of a lot. What was the Shield was $300, right?
Shield was $350, I believe, and it might have gone down in price. There might be a new one coming soon. Who knows? There was an Integra. This is kind of the anti-Shield, whereas the Shield was like this Swiss Army knife of tablets. You know, has super fast graphics, has the stylus. The stylus. You can do casting for gaming. You can use this for the grid stuff to stream down.
And you can stream stuff from your gaming PC into your living room.
This is kind of purely content consumption, reading, web browsing, and video watching, some light gaming, but not really a heavy-duty tablet. There are some problems with the web browser with this resolution. I'm going to show you right now. For example, on Tested.
Wow.
Because it's a responsive design, it thinks that it's not quite at the width where it tries to scale down to the.
The problem is it's not telling the site that it's pixel doubled.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So it is pixel doubling though.
It is. So if you go to those sites where you can, it tries to see what Chrome is telling the website the resolution is. Chrome is obviously not telling websites that it's 2560 by 1600. It's telling it that it's half
something
that.
It's probably 2/3 if I had to guess.
And that for some websites, like our website, unfortunately, is in that halfway spot where it's giving us this weird double column.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
we can probably fix that too.
And on some websites, you get the mobile version, and this is perfect for this size screen and this pixel dense screen. I would never want to see the mobile version, and you can actually request desktop site on Chrome for that. But you can't tell Chrome to tell websites that it's a higher resolution than it actually is.
I mean, that seems like an relatively easy software fix too.
And it's on the website as well.
It may even be fixed in the later version of Android that's not available for it yet.
But I think it is mostly a design statement. I think that it's this tablet. I would not recommend it without reservations.
I wish that it seems like if it were priced to be competitive with other 16 gig Android tablets, or had enough capacity to justify a $400 price, it would be in a different situation.
Yeah, I think the 16 gig really holds it back because it really isn't even that much usable with all the apps and stuff.
I was going to say, on iOS, 16 gigs is almost unusable at this point. Right. Is it the same situation?
I put in a micro SD card here. It's usable, definitely.
Okay.
But I'm not putting, 3 gigabyte games.
And are you doing photo editing and stuff on that?
I would not do photo editing on
it.
And Lightroom does not work on Android tablets yet. Lightroom only works on Android phones, so I haven't been able to test that on here.
Okay.
I think that web browsing, unfortunately, the iPad still is the smoothest. There's a little bit of hitching here. But it's interesting that Intel has gotten so far with x86. I think the big win here is battery life. 10 hours of streaming is fantastic on this thing.
Very cool. So that is the. Tell me the name again.
Dell Venue 8 7000.
That's a terrible name.
It's out now. But it's the state of Android.
400 bones. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.